Brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust.
A 32-year career in law enforcement has come full circle.
Yes, Del Craig is back to the place where it all started with a very important new role. ABC4's Rick Aaron introduces us to him in tonight's Behind the Badge report.
35 years ago, Del Craig walked the streets of Magna as a student at Cyprus High School. These days, he's back on those same streets, now as the new chief of the Unified Police Department's Magna Precinct.
I'm Del Craig.
I'm Bernice.
Chief Craig introduces himself as he strolls down Magna's main street.
For me, it's like coming home. I spent so much time here as a youth. In my younger days, I trained as a deputy sheriff out here. I just feel like I'm drawn back home.
Craig didn't plan on this career. You see, as a high schooler, he figured he'd make a living at the local copper mine.
I was going to get married and have a family, work at Kennecott, and spend the rest of my life here. The unfortunate circumstance is that Kennecott went through some revamping at about the time I graduated from high school, so I chose a different career.
He joined the Salt Lake County Sheriff's Department in 1989 and worked his way up through the ranks, corrections, patrol, juvenile division, and gang unit before he was named the chief of the Taylorsville Police Department in 2006. Along the way, he's earned his bachelor's and master's degrees and graduated from the FBI National Academy. He's also had his share of close calls along the way.
There's been times when I've struggled, in physical altercations where you've wrestled and with a person, and the thought crosses your mind: are you gonna make it out of this? I've confronted armed assailants or somebody with a gun, and fortunately, it's worked out. They didn't shoot me, and I'm fortunate I've never had to use deadly force.
Now, keeping the men and women of his precinct safe is always on his mind.
It's probably the last thing you think about when you go to sleep and the first thing you think about in your waking hours. You worry that what they're going to run into, are they going to be safe?
Magna's growth means more residents and a lot more challenges for police these days, but it still has the feel of a small town where the chief stops to chat.
It's good to talk to you, Bernice. Thank you.
Chief Craig says when he's not on duty, he enjoys spending time with his 5 grandkids, plus working on cars, playing racquetball, and hiking. He tells me he tries to stay away from golf because it makes him swear too much. For Behind the Badge, Rick Aaron, ABC4 News.